Good Thursday, everyone. Thanks for stopping by Garden State Weather and gardenstateweather.blogspot.com, your source for weather information for the northern mid-Atlantic 24 hours a day. I'm forecaster Robert Smith with the video forecast discussion for this Thursday, the 20th of February, 2014. And conditions at sunrise this morning, generally clear skies. There's a little bit of haze in the atmosphere across northwestern New Jersey and throughout the region, but generally clear skies this morning at sunrise as the sun is coming up. Temperatures are generally running either side of the teens here in northwestern New Jersey into the low and mid 30s, just above freezing in the New Jersey, New York City metro area, and also down through the Philadelphia metropolitan area as well. And all the winds are light. They're basically from the southwest or west at speeds at less than 10 miles per hour. Watches, warnings, and advisories. We have small craft advisories along the New Jersey coastal waters and into the back bays here of the Delaware and Chesapeake. And this begins tomorrow morning right through tomorrow evening. Southerly winds at 10 to 20 knots, gusting up to 30 knots, and then shifting around to the west during the afternoon. And the sea is quite choppy at 5 to 9 feet, and it's going to pull a lot of water up towards the Long Island Sound area. These areas here where we're not seeing any watches or advisories yet for small craft might be included in the next package later this morning, this afternoon, or tonight for tomorrow's weather. We're expecting even a linear line of showers and perhaps low-topped thunderstorms and some strong gusty winds to make it through the coastal waters later tomorrow morning into early tomorrow afternoon as well. Things are calm this morning with high pressure centered over the Chesapeake Bay area, the Delmarva region. High pressure is in control of our weather this morning, and things are quiet out there for the aviational deck as well. Generally VFR conditions at Newark right now, it's high overcast with cirrus at 25,000 feet, and we're going to experience an increase in high cirrus clouds throughout the afternoon hours as well. Temperature there right now, 35, dew point 25, visibility is 10 miles, and basically, you're going to have a few clouds at about 25,000 feet, becoming broken at 15,000 to 7,000 feet late this afternoon and through tonight. The wind shifting around to the south-southwest, or south-southeast rather, at about 10 knots or so, and those winds will be increasing with the chance of rain showers breaking out or some light drizzle with overcast conditions after midnight tonight into early tomorrow morning as a warm front or warm surge gets going. Isentropic lift moves through the region, and then 1 mile or less and some light rain later tomorrow morning as well as a warm front nears and passes through the region during the afternoon hours, during the morning hours rather, and then a cold front follows that during the afternoon hours, so some light rain and lower visibilities there. Marginal MVFR, possibly even IFR conditions as these visibilities lower in some of the rain and fog and drizzle. We're expecting some fog to form again in these valleys across Pennsylvania and in northeastern New Jersey and Long Island and Connecticut as they did last night and early this morning too. And it should be more widespread during late tonight and tomorrow morning as warm air surges over the top of the snowpack. For Philadelphia, broken ceiling, scattered clouds at 28,000. That's cirrus there. Visibility is 10 miles, temperature 31. Again, the same thing, broken ceilings at 10,000, then lowering with showers and overcast conditions late this evening as the warm burst of air comes over the region. Overcast conditions tomorrow morning. Visibility is lowering to 1 mile in mist or light rain or even some drizzle and fog across the region. And then by tomorrow afternoon, a strong cold front moves through the region, and we could have strong southwesterly winds or southerly winds at 12 gust up to 22 knots with the rain showers during tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow morning, and tomorrow afternoon as that linear line moves through. There could be some convective elements in that line, and as such, we'll have to monitor this region here from the Turnpike south through the Delmarva tomorrow morning for that convection as the line moves through. Morning surface chart from weatherroanoke.com. A digital atmosphere software shows the high pressure ridge across the Delmarva region this morning, and the heights are pretty relatively calm and high across the eastern Great Lakes all the way to the mid-Atlantic coast states. This frontal boundary here, quasi-stationary, will become a warm front as seen to our south and west as another disturbance and cold front move towards the region. First, the warm front moves through the region with drizzle, fog, and light rain late tonight and tomorrow morning. And then a burst of showers could come through along with the cold front out to the west. That line could be a linear line, and we'll take a look at that in some of the model guidance in just a moment. By the way, temperatures today are going to soar through the 40s and 50s. Further south you go, the warmer the air mass will be, especially away from the water and even along the water too, with southerly flow developing during the afternoon. That's going to help to increase and the snowpack melting across the region. And by tomorrow, as we find showers moving through and strong winds from the south. Some of those showers could mix down some of those stronger winds, and with that and the snowpack, we could find some local drainage problems with clogged drains from snowpack, and also just some local road and urban flooding as a result as that line moves through. The good news is it's going to move through rather quickly, and then drying will occur during the afternoon hours, and temperatures will still be mild, so the melting will still be ongoing tomorrow afternoon, even through Saturday. Tomorrow, late tonight into tomorrow night, actually, we're expecting generally about a quarter to a half of an inch of rain across the region as the warm front, cold couplet comes through the region during later tonight, tomorrow morning, and tomorrow afternoon. NAM forecast reflectivity and cloud product from Penn State's eWall site shows the cirrus clouds developing and spreading up through the region during this afternoon, but still lots of sunshine as the warm air begins to surge north. On the west side of this, we find the warm front trying to lift through the region. Enough isentropic lift occurring late tonight and tomorrow morning from some light rain, some drizzle, and some fog, especially over the snowpack. That's a good bet for late tonight, more widespread again than we saw last night or early this morning. And as the warm front lifts through the region, so there goes the first batch of showers to the north and east. Now here comes the cold front. Cold front comes through the region by the afternoon hours, the late morning to the early afternoon. We can see a strong, thin line segment here across eastern Pennsylvania. This would be a convective line, an elevated line of showers and thunderstorms. You might not see too much lightning with these, but they indeed will drop some heavy rain and some strong gusty winds as they make their way across the region during the afternoon hours. And by the evening hours and tomorrow night's rush hour, skies clear off quite nicely, just a few patchy clouds across the region. And then another disturbance moves briefly across the region from the northwest on Saturday, drops another cold front through the region on Saturday night, and that's when temperatures begin to tumble from Sunday on into early next week. And the GFS maps into motion. Basically, we've got high pressure and control off the east coast now, and system moving up and occluding towards the Great Lakes, and then eventually just occludes over southeastern Canada around Hudson's Bay, drags a warm front through the region late tonight and tomorrow morning, followed by a cold front during tomorrow afternoon. Most of the heaviest rain and associated lifting will be well to our north and east. However, a thin linear line of showers and low-top convective thunderstorms could roll through the region during the early afternoon before the front clears the coast, and then high pressure builds in briefly during Friday night and Saturday, and then a secondary cold front moves through the region during Saturday evening, dropping our temperatures on Sunday morning as well. And there could be a little weak wave here that develops off the southeastern coast, and that should stay off to the east and away from the region. The idea here is that colder air on northwesterly winds will be building in with the mean axis of a trough here across the central states, eventually developing and spreading east into next week. And this is where things get interesting. It's either going to be a clipper system or something that develops here in the northern stream, and then a system developing in the southern stream here off the mid-Atlantic coast on Tuesday night, Wednesday morning. And eventually it'll be cold enough here early next week as the temperatures are back down in all levels of the atmosphere below freezing. So it could start out with snow again during a period Tuesday night or early Wednesday morning into Wednesday afternoon before the system moves away to the north and east. But definitely much colder, stormier times in for the region beginning next week again, with the chances for more wintry precipitation. Last night's run of the 500 millibar height anomalies from the European, the GFS, and the Canadian model all showing the same kind of thing. Strong Rossby waves, strong ridging up through the Alaskan territories here, ridging up along the west coast. So, trough, our access trough here, and low pressure off the south of the Aleutian Islands, and a revisitation of our polar vortex here because of all the stratospheric warming that's going on here. And that means that this area, this polar vortex, is going to begin to drop down through the United States once again. It's a little bit different in fashion, as I mentioned yesterday, than the one we had back in January, but the depth of the cold air will probably not be as cold as it was during the early weeks of January when we first found this to be. And notice on the southern flank here, there's still a disconnect here with more westerly or zonal flow. So we're just going to continue to monitor this over the next couple of days into early next week, because we could just have cold, dry conditions after a couple of storms race off the east coast, or we could find a couple of these disturbances in the northern stream rotating underneath or circumnavigating around the polar vortex, dropping southeast, picking up moisture from any system or subtropical jet energy here in the south, and then merging off the mid-Atlantic coast states like some of the GFS and European models are indicating for Tuesday night and Wednesday morning. It's going to be an active pattern going forward, and Puxatawny Phil and some of the other cohorts are correct. Winter is going to continue into March. So that's a wrap for today. You enjoy the weather out there, and we'll be back bright and early with you again on Friday morning. For Garden State Weather and GardenStateWeather.blogspot.com, I'm forecaster Robert Smith. You make it a great Thursday.